Hey guys, Scott with the Davidson Realty team. I am here today with Marty Chapman.
Hey.
And Marty just sold a house with us. I wanted to give you guys a little backstory. It's kind of cool. So Marty and I actually used to go to church together, and then we've kind of ended up at different churches, but nevertheless, we've bought cars. Marty has sold cars for us. Marty does a lot in the used car dealership arena, if you will. Yeah. And so, I mean, when I had to sell my Nissan Titan, I gave it to him. He got us more money than I expected. So, I mean, sold it for way higher. So that turned out beautiful. And then when my son turned 16, we bought a car from Marty as well. So, I mean, just one thing after another, we've kept crossing paths. And eventually, I believe, if I remember correctly, you came to me and said, I've got this rental house, and I'm curious to know what it's worth, right?
Yeah. So I've had a house for probably 12 years, and I rented it out and just kind of tired of being a landlord. I
can't imagine why.
Yeah, I have others, but I thought, well, it's maybe time to get rid of one. So contacted Scott to see what the house might be worth, and he told me we could probably sell the house for upper 120s, and I thought, that's more than I thought it would be worth. So yeah, so let's go for it. So that's kind of where it all started. Tenant was moving out, so it was a great time, and kind of started there.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we were thinking it was going to be originally like 110, something like that. I mean,
yeah.
it was a low enough number where it was a really, you know, okay. And then 120s, obviously, that's another 10%, 15% higher. So yeah, so I don't remember. It didn't take very long. I mean, we had contract on it fairly quick. We sold it like mega fast. It seems like. And super smooth once they seen the house, right?
Yeah, I had to do some rehab. That was a little bit, you know, moving from a tenant,
to get it ready.
Yeah,
that's
tenant situation, you know, and that's something I struggled with. How much money should I spend? Whatever, you know, I wanted to kind of hold back, but you recommended that I do some extra things, and I'm glad we did because that made the house a lot more marketable. So yeah, within 3 weeks.
Do you think we spent too much money, or we spent just the right amount?
No, I think, I mean, of course it was hard to spend the money. I didn't want to spend the money. I'm a bottom line type guy, but I think it was necessary. I even tried to cut some corners in the beginning. I tried to just paint the walls, not do the trim.
Right.
Once I painted the walls, the trim looked 10 times worse. So had to go back, and that delayed the whole process, but that was my fault. So once I went ahead, did all the trim, painted the walls, pressure washed, went and just made the little extras that made it marketable.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a great house, and it was a perfect starter house for the family that bought it, and I mean, just phenomenal. And I think you did a fantastic job. It seems like we spent a little bit of money, but we got $3 back for every dollar we spent. So I mean, it was well worth the expenditure, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you letting us help you. And obviously, if you guys would like me to connect you with Marty and his auto business, and the company's called Accel, ACCEL.
Auto Connection.
Accel Auto Connection. So, I mean, if you'd like me to connect you with him, that would be fantastic. I can do that. My number will be on the screen. Obviously, we're all on Facebook. You can do it through there as well. And he's always got cars, you know, rotating through his inventory. So, obviously, if you're just looking for something in general, you can call him and say, I'm looking for XYZ, and he can be looking for that. Or if you need to sell one and you need to sell it for top dollar and quick, he does a great job with that with cars. No different than we do with houses, ironically, right? So that was really the funnier part too, is you got a salesman talking to a salesman, and I was just like scared to death at one point, like, oh gosh, he's gonna know like everything I say. But I really appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate you taking the time to tell everybody else your experience too, because obviously that means the world to us. We want to make you happy, but obviously we want to share with other people what we do, because I mean, they go, yeah, you sell houses, but you know, you kind of want to hear somebody else's experience.
Right.
So I appreciate that very much.
Well, thank you very much.
All right.
It was a great process, and glad we did it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Scott Davidson with the Davidson Realty team. Call me if I can be of any help to you. Have a good day.